today's Wednesday. Welcome to Your Pocket News, where we will articulate our thoughts on poutine, drink driving, and a very expensive Eurodebt trip. So let's go. We all know it, Bush is in town. And his extended trip to Europe to the G8 summit seems to be triggering political leaders like Russia's Putin to start launching sinister threats. The latter has this week once again announced his distaste for the missile defence shield that the Americans want to place in Eastern Europe, and has warned that Moscow will respond by aiming nuclear missiles at our cities. It's his way of maintaining strategic balance, and Europe just happens to be stuck in the middle. Debate. Should we take this threat seriously? Since the fall of communism, seems like Russia is adamant to recuperate its credibility, and doing so with arms seems to be the most appealing way. It's time the superpower rechecks the definition of diplomacy. Most of us, if leaving school or college, get the fear factor about where, what and how to get a job. So when we hear Eurostat stats this week that the Commission will create 5.5 million jobs this year, first off, it sounds encouraging. And that last year 2 million new jobs were created, and unemployment in Europe is at its lowest level for more than 15 years. Alas, although there are jobs galore, what will happen is there won't be enough people to fill them, and our booming economy will come to a stop. Our declining population, the ageing of our workforce, and the lack of qualified personnel will ensure that labour shortage becomes one of the largest constraints to our continent's competitiveness. Today, there are 3 million unfilled jobs in Europe, according to the EC, and these could be filled if we all open our doors to foreign workers. If I was an MEP and a work research trip to the Azores Islands was suggested to investigate fisheries policy, I'd jump at the chance to go, as would 59 of my colleagues. Although, if we thought about it, sending half of us would work out much more productive, not half as expensive, and not draw half as much attention to us. So we can empathise with deputies and environmentalists this week who are raging that 60 carbon MEP feet will trek to Portugal next week, each foot pumping 0.8 tonnes of CO2 into the atmosphere and costing roughly €115 a bed per head. Despite the criticism, the trip organised by the European People's Party will go ahead. It makes you wonder, is it work or pleasure? If you're female and your male friend ever dropped you home drunk, did he totally turn you off? A recent survey from the Irish Road Safety Authority revealed that 9 in 10 girls would suggest that he would. Most of us wouldn't be seen dead with a guy who's drinking and driving, and we find those who stick to soft drinks when driving are even more attractive. There's nothing glamorous about someone dying every 30 minutes in an alcohol-related crash, so it doesn't surprise me that 9 out of 10 Irish women find men who drink and drive a big turn-off. 88% of those surveyed, quite frankly, felt drink drivers were stupid, shameful, selfish killers. Is that a bit harsh, or would you agree? And finally, without further ado, let's go to the oldest and largest city in Poland. Made up of around 800,000 inhabitants, the historic city of Krakow was also on the Erasmus Students' Network extensive list of cities to visit with their Erasmus van.
Finally, Erasmus Day is in Krakow, it's my city.
Don't wanna hear about it. Every single one's got a story to tell. Everyone knows about it.
That's not a question.
And I'm talking to the
Piotrek arranged all the travel of the van around the Krakow universities. Where are we going to go? Which universities?
We'll go around all the most important universities.
Absolutely linked with the Erasmus.
Today we had more than 200 universities participating, and we expect to send this year more than 10,000.
We will have a football match between Erasmus people from Jagiellonian University and Erasmus people from University of Economics.
They are planting the Erasmus tree!
tomorrow in your Pocket News. So we'll see you here. Bye bye.